you don't see me 'cause I come in the wind. And when I go, I go in the wind. Children know, good Lord, and a back bow. This one for Raleigh Gray, did it this way. This one for Raleigh Gray, did it this way. Remembering ball already dead and gone. Every time he gone a time he come back home. Oh no, you don't see me 'cause I come in the wind. And when I go in the wind. Children back move. He did it this way. Children back move. He did it this way. Just to show where the stars are blue. What goes up must come down. Shows a man that is born of a woman has a short time to live. The agreeable, he really loves. Yeah, that sailor man sound. The agreeable, he really loves. Yeah, oh, the sailor man sound. Yeah, yeah. Oh, da 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 da. God, he didn't really know, yeah. Going back to Exum where the native home. I go to the island, the one that I call home. I tired of living in the city life. I tired about hearing about this gun and knife. Children know, the Lord and the back move. I got to bed so much that my feelings show. Singing no, the Lord and the back move. This one for Raleigh Gray, did it this way. This one for Raleigh Gray, did it this way. 'Cause when it comes to sailing, he did it this way. When it comes to strong wind, he did it this way. When it comes to light wind, he did it this way. When it comes to tanking, he did it his way. Chillin' back mode. He did it his way. Oh, in the back mode. Oh, in the back mode. Oh, in the back mode. Oh, in the back mode.
Tonight, dialysis patients up in arms today. We'll tell you why. Also, more challenges for the healthcare system. And later, should the government consider more taxes? Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the country's healthcare system under fire once again as dialysis patients face long wait times today and major challenges. Although health officials say those challenges have now been remedied, those impacted say something must be done to address the issues at its core. Our Laurencia Smith has the details in our top story tonight.
Patients at the dialysis unit of the Princess Margaret Hospital spent much of the morning waiting outside of the facility for treatment. Photos obtained by Eyewitness News show patients, some wearing masks, seated on benches, with no clear indication of when care would begin. Others were seen standing along the wall, relying on crutches for support as they wait. One patient, Zellerina Johnson, spoke with Eyewitness News earlier today while at the hospital.
Then it came like 5:30. No other RN nurses showed up. Now, then it came 6, no nurse. Now we're going on 7:32 and no nurse. We're sitting out here wondering what's happening, getting word that we're not getting any treatment. You have some of us, like I said, some of us, we go to work. So we come at the 5 a.m. shift. So by the time as you put in your hours on the machine, you're able to go to work if you're well and able to. Then some of us, you're so sick, you cannot go to work. So you come up here early, 5 a.m., so you could get it over with, so you could get back home. and so you could catch yourself.
Johnson says that the situation is becoming increasingly frustrating, explaining that this is the second time in recent weeks that patients have been faced with similar disruptions at the unit. Brief statement, the Public Hospital Authorities issued a statement acknowledging the delay at the dialysis unit here at the Princess Margaret Hospital. They maintain that nurses weren't out due to any industrial action. However, they were out due to legitimate reasons.
The government have to do what they have to do. They have to step out. If the nurses, I agree, if the nurses work their overtimes, you need to pay the nurses. But as a nurse, you take an oath. You're jeopardizing patients and their health care.
The incident comes amid ongoing challenges in the public healthcare system, including recent delays linked to nurses' overtime disputes. The Public Hospital Authority has previously cited budget constraints as a major factor. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Michael Dovell has been providing updates on plans for the new specialized hospital, aimed to improving access to critical care services. Eyewitness News took to the streets today to get reaction from residents on the current state of the country's healthcare system.
In a reasonable time, I was patient, but I figure with the nurses, they need to stay awake. They're here to help the sick, not to worry about the pay.
I think it can be a lot better. It has a lot to do with the nurses being on strike, and in part, they're the reason for a lot of persons suffering because of it.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Still talking healthcare tonight, a diplomatic dogfight persists over who's the better financier for a new hospital that government says it must build. And while that's happening, a former health minister wants to know why government is sticking by its guns on the project. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
The construction of a new hospital in New Providence continues to be at the center of geopolitical tensions between United States and Chinese embassies here in country. But former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands argues that residents should not lose sight of the bigger picture.
We have made it very clear that this is an ill-advised project to begin with. It's poorly planned, it's poorly conceived, it's a dumb idea.
Sands isn't mincing words about the opposition's stance on the new facility, but the Davis administration doesn't seem to be slowing down. With a deal already clinched, Prime Minister Philip Davis says the new healthcare facility is long overdue. It comes as U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker urged government to abort the deal and to trust the U.S. to find a better one. A bold statement that's sharpening the rivalry between diplomatic forces. Chinese embassy officials have since fired back, insisting that the project does not carry geopolitical implications, saying its cooperation with the Bahamas involves no strategic calculations and targets no third party.
When the elephants are fighting, the best place to be is up in the stands. Okay? The geopolitics, we're not concerned about.
On the other hand, Sands is accusing government of chasing a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new facility while the existing one crumbles into the ground.
Fix the hospital, pay the nurses, get the existing infrastructure up to speed. And quite frankly, they have done an abysmal job. The healthcare infrastructure in the Bahamas is the worst that it has been in 20 years.
Now, the Davis administration defends that pumping more money into PMH won't halt the hemorrhage of taxpayer funds. That said,
does government statement that, repairing the hospital, the current hospital, would be like putting a Band-Aid on a laceration? Do you buy that? Does that hold water?
How long is it going to take to build a new hospital? And what are people supposed to do in the meantime?
PMH, in particular, continues to be the epicenter for what some has described as a health crisis. From nurses, they are taking action, to claims of patients dying at the hands of the facility, and as late as Monday morning, where kidney dialysis patients were waiting for hours to receive care.
Have you been to Princess Margaret Hospital recently? Have you seen people languishing in the hallway for days and days and days? This is out of stock. That is out of stock.
But his criticisms put his tenure under a microscope. Government and other critics have long argued that Sands' comments ring hollow after they accused the former minister-led administration of doing nothing to make the country's healthcare system any better.
Glennis Hannah Martin says, you in government now, fix it.
Given that the FNM vehemently opposes this new hospital project, is it safe to say that an FNM government would pull the plug on the deal and shift its focus towards renovating the Princess Margaret Hospital? It's a question we ask Sands, who could likely be the health minister in a Pintard-led administration.
I am not going to make policy on the fly. What I am going to say is that we are going to fix the existing health infrastructure and we're going to pay the staff.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, Prime Minister Philip Davis remaining firm on the government's decision to move ahead with the $268 million specialty hospital here in New Providence. This despite those mounting criticisms at home and also abroad, while the U.S. ambassador and opposition voices have raised concern about Chinese financing and healthcare priorities. The administration says backing out now would significantly delay some critical upgrades. But tonight, a local registered nurse is echoing those concerns, questioning whether the project truly addresses the most urgent needs facing frontline healthcare workers and patients.
PMH has a lot of room for improvement. We should use some resources to better PMH and before we could venture out into other huge multi-million-dollar hospitals, whereby we already have a staffing shortage in Princess Margaret Hospital. I'm concerned how we're going to staff the new hospital. We need probably a cardiovascular hospital in the country, right, as opposed to maternal and child health. While that specialty is of great importance and relevance, but cardiovascular disease are killing our people more rapidly.
Meantime, the National Security Minister Wayne Monroe is expressing hope that the United States Ambassador Herschel Walker will assist the Davis administration in finding a suitable deal to upgrade the prison, as that facility has also faced criticism. The United Nations report published years back revealing that the prison is bursting at the seams, while it also pointed to some inhumane conditions that inmates endure daily while being housed in the various security sections. Now, Monroe making his comments known as Walker insisted that the United States is able to help government find a better deal through partnerships from the public and private sectors for the construction of a new specialty hospital here in New Providence. Meantime, following today's delays at the dialysis unit at the Princess Margaret Hospital, that's now resolved. According to Public Hospitals Authority officials, some Bahamians say it may be time to rethink how dialysis care is delivered in the country. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, do you think government should expand access to peritoneal dialysis, allowing more patients to receive home treatment? 90% of participants voting yes, while some 6% voting no. 2% voted that they were unsure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls, as your voice matters. Meantime, the Davis administration once again being urged by the International Monetary Fund to consider introducing corporate and personal income taxes while increasing the value-added tax rate. These measures, according to the IMF, could significantly aid in reducing the country's debt burden. The recommendations were made even as the report said that there has been a solid recovery in the country's economy. The report also comes as government has reduced another VAT reduction despite previous calls for it to be increased. Now, Prime Minister Philip Davis says government will continue to follow its own blueprint as it relates to managing the country's finances.
Those decisions are sovereign decisions to be made. Those are recommendations by the IMF to the country. When I came in 2021, the same advice was given to me. I went the opposite way. I cut VAT. Right? Did not introduce corporate or income tax, and I'm not going to do it. I don't see the need for us doing that at all. The country, finances are stable. We're doing well. I think our economy has perhaps been the best performing economy in the world over the last 3-4 years, and we embrace that. There's no need for me to accept those recommendations.
However, economists have argued that government should consider implementing an income tax, is what they call a progressive tax system. With government already launching its re-election bid, it doesn't seem that government would implement such a tax during a second term.
I understand the distinction between a progressive tax and what they deem to be a regressive tax. What I'm saying that the tax that we have now has suited our purpose. It has brought us out of crisis into recovery, and now we're building on that and we continue to grow.
A red letter day for former union leader Nicole Martin, who received her instruments of appointment in an official ceremony with the Governor General today as she prepares to be sworn in as senator. Martin was flanked with support from relatives and colleagues from the various unions as she looks to begin her tenure in the upper chamber. Now, she will be sworn in during an upcoming sitting of the Senate, but her tenure is expected to be brief given that government is expected to call the next general election sometime this year. Martin says she intends to be impactful.
I don't believe that the brevity or longevity of your stay in a place is the barometer. So if this was an appointment for one day, whatever comes before me, whatever is the most topical, most relevant issue is what I'm going to give everything that I have to. And so I'm looking forward to debating what comes before us and to put the case on behalf of my party to the Bahamian people via legislation why we are the right choice.
She's also rejecting the narrative in political circles that her Senate appointment is an olive branch effort after she didn't receive the nomination for the Nassau Village constituency. Martin ran in the area in 2021 on the FNM's ticket. She took to social media, making it known that the Free National Movement moved in another direction via that post. It raised concerns on whether the former candidate felt slighted.
We've received many tokens over our life. We didn't turn them away. I do not see this as a token. I see this as the party recognizing where it needs what strengths, the talents, the resources, and they have rightfully deployed them. And so, flowers need sunlight, water, and dirt to grow. So detractors will always be there.
PLP supporters gathering at its Farrington Road headquarters tonight as Prime Minister Philip Davis will be officially ratified as the party's candidate for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. He's making a second bid to lead the country. We do have a team en route and we'll be bringing you the details on that momentarily. Meantime, this just in, though, Eyewitness News understands that a member of the Free National Movement is set to return to the Progressive Liberal Party tomorrow. Sources telling us that the individual was a senior member of the PLP before leaving the party and is expected to be welcomed back by the party's chairman during a press conference tomorrow. Be sure to tune into all of our social media pages for all of the latest updates. Well, tonight we check the political temperature in Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros as the countdown to the 2026 general election continues. Rebecca Bain has the details tonight.
The 2026 general election is fast approaching, and in Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, voters are beginning to weigh their options. The seat has been held by the Progressive Liberal Party for nearly 2 decades, with current Member of Parliament Leon Lundy seeking a second term.
Mr. Lundy has done a whole lot in the area, and the good thing about it too, he is creating jobs for the younger persons, which was really needed in the area.
Lundy is expected to face Free National Movement candidate Julian Gibson in the upcoming race. Gibson previously sought the nomination in the 2021 election, but lost ratification to D'Angelo Johnson. This time around, some residents say they have yet to decide which direction they will go.
I really don't know, but my prayer is that God's will be done. Whatever God's will is, then that's my prayer.
While some constituents have praised Lundy for work done during his current term, others say there are still several issues that need greater attention.
In Central Andros, we need banking. We don't have that, and for the business community, it's kind of difficult. We need ambulance. Everybody said, we need that ambulance. When somebody is sick now, we got to carry them most times on the back of a truck if it's really bad.
But for some voters, their decision is not being driven by the election timeline.
A lot of things that he's promised he's doing. I know that he can't do everything one time, it's one day at a time.
Lundy says he has been working to address a number of the issues raised by residents, adding that efforts to improve the community are already underway.
We've already made some headway regarding the banking issue. I know just recently Commonwealth Bank announced that they're about to put an ATM machine, 24-hour ATM machine down in Central Andros. We actually have some ambulances that are earmarked for the island, and we're just waiting on some ENT training to be done for those ambulances to come over to ensure that the ambulance just wouldn't sit up, but it'll be able to be used in the event we have an emergency. And we're building a new clinic facility right now in Mangrove Key that's ongoing.
As Election Day draws closer, the contest for Mangrove Key Central and South Andros is shaping up to be one to watch, with voters ultimately deciding who will represent them in the next parliament. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Rebecca. As you heard, PLP supporters now at the PLP headquarters on Farrington Road. The party is making its final slate for the next election. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. is live tonight with the latest. Linton?
Good evening, Janea. That's right. Coming to you live from the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters here on Farrington Road, where the party is once again ratifying 8 candidates. Now, some of these candidates, we heard their names about over a week ago, but it'll be the first time that they are officially ratified to the public. And leading that charge is Prime Minister Philip Davis, who will be officially ratified tonight for the constituency of Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador, launching his re-election bid, hoping to secure a second consecutive term in office. Now, a part of that slate tonight for the Progressive Liberal Party candidates are newcomers to the political arena. Keno Wong for St. Anne's, Robin Lines for Kalani, Senator Randy Rowe for Bimini and the Berry Islands, Obi Roberts for Southern Shores, and rounding that up is Renika Knowles for Long Island. And joining me live, I have a few members of our campaign team. You can come over. This is Mr. Daryl Knowles from from Long Island. He's joining me live. Mr. Wells, I know that Ms. Knowles has been on the ground for quite some time in Long Island before her ratification. Talk to me a little bit about the political temperature down there and how it's looking.
Let me just first say that for many, many years, the PLP have sent candidates to Long Island who Nassau wanted. This time we got the candidate that Long Island wanted. And that's in the person of Renika Knowles, who is a warrior, a fighter, and a real soldier. And Renika has been in Long Island for 3 years working now. When all these other aspirants were, not in the picture, Renika was there working. And we are so happy to have Renika in Long Island. And when the votes are counted, Renika will be the first PLP candidate to win Long Island outright.
Of course, we're not going to shy away from the fact that the constituency of Long Island has been a F&M stronghold. Of course, you said that you're hoping that when the votes are counted, Renika will come out victorious. How confident are you that she will do enough on the ground to flip this from red to gold?
Well, in addition to what she have done prior to this conversation, Long Island has always been an F&M stronghold. But the F&M has really never done anything for Long Island. I used to be an F&M myself, but I switched many years ago because I understood that the F&M did not have Long Island at interest. Renika and the PLP government, they're putting in an airport, a new terminal building, roads, waterworks, something that the F&M, as many times as Long Island's voted for them, they have never done. So what is happening in Long Island now with the young people, and there's a lot of F&Ms who have opened their eyes and realized that, listen, the PLP is the party that's making sense.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wells. You heard it here, Janea. That was members of Renika Knowles' campaign team from Long Island who made it clear that the groundwork is being laid, and they're hoping that following the electorate, once they cast their ballots in Long Island, that the PLP will switch from the F&M stronghold for the first time to being represented by the Progressive Liberal Party. Now, of course, the energy out here is pretty high. There are lots of Progressive Liberal Party supporters standing by as they anticipate the arrival of Prime Minister Philip Davis. Of course, walking through the gates right now is Anglesey Member of Parliament Glenys Hanna Martin, who will also be ratified tonight. She will be ratified alongside, once again, Prime Minister Philip Davis and also Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper. But we will be standing by out here live, bringing you all the latest updates from the Progressive Liberal Party ratification night. I'm Linton Ritchie Jr., sending it back to you at the desk, Janea.
Thanks so much, Linton. The election season certainly heating up to be one to watch. Meantime, the Parliamentary Registration Department facing some scathing criticisms from the Free National Movement tonight, as its chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sand, says a supporter of a governing PLP was allegedly allowed to campaign at a site in Abaco. Sand says the alleged incident is troubling as it takes direct aim at the integrity of an entity responsible for promoting an electoral process that should be free from political strongholds.
We have seen this in Abaco, and I think the registrar would have addressed this. But how is it that you could even permit a member of a political organization, not the COI and certainly not the FNM, to be actively participating and canvassing, campaigning at a parliamentary registration site? It ought not happen. It's against the law. And yet it has been permitted.
Well, attempts to reach officials at the Parliamentary Registration Department were unsuccessful up until news time, but Sands is adding tonight that there are other alleged unscrupulous practices that he says are being done, and he says it undermines a meeting held with all political leaders who received assurances that their concerns would be remedied.
Things are not happening the way that it should, and the messages that are being sent to people are confusing. So when a young Bahamian shows up with a passport and they say that, oh, it expires in 3 months, it is not acceptable proof of identification. In what country? This is happening at parliamentary registration locations right now. There's still dead people on the register. There are new people that have gone into parliamentary registration months ago that are still not on the register. Let's get this thing right. I mean, this is about the safety and security of our democracy. And we all benefit, not just the FNM, not just the PLP, but the Bahamas benefits from us getting it right.
In news from the crime beat tonight, a teen is in hospital recovering after reportedly attempting to take his own life on Monday at a home off Carmichael Road. Police say the boy reportedly ingested a quantity of medication and was transported to hospital for treatment and further evaluation. His condition is unknown at this time as investigations are ongoing. Meantime, residents on the island of Anagua are recounting tense and unsettling moments after a 5.8 magnitude earthquake struck eastern Cuba and was felt across parts of the southern Bahamas. Anagua resident Richard Ingram telling Eyewitness News that he and his wife were at home on Sunday completely unaware of what was about to happen when the sudden shaking disrupted their weekend and left them searching for answers.
My wife and I were sitting in our house, and when we suddenly heard that there was a sound like someone's knocking at the door, within moments we felt the ground begin to shake. It felt those that the door, the house floor was just moving, and like it was floating on the water and shaking for the last short period. I said to my wife, "That's an earthquake." She agreed, and as she felt it clearly as well. Immediately, we began to make a few calls to people I know in the area and asked if they had felt it. Several persons confirmed that they did, and somewhere they were in their bed, and at the time, he got up and checked around, and the meaning happened, even looking through the windows.
Ingram says most residents on the island had no idea what they were set to experience or the tremors from that earthquake. It was only until they did their research that they learned what happened.
Later, we checked online a report that indicated that it was a 5.3 magnitude earthquake located south of Cuba. We continued to call around to make sure everyone was okay. Thankful there was no report of damage and everyone appears to be safe. All too many were shaken and by experience, But at least the last time we felt something similar in Inagua, there was a strong earthquake around 7.0 magnitude earthquake coast of Cuba. That felt more intense. We are grateful that nothing was damaged and that everyone is safe.
Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, expect beefed up patrols as more resources are donated to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, could another franchise giant in America be coming to the Bahamas? We've got the details right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients, while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Life moves fast, and the best moments happen when you get more from every connection.
Boy, life come true, eh? Appreciate it.
When your world is connected, more convenience comes naturally, so you can keep moving with more freedom and less interruption. From real-time updates to everyday essentials, you stay more in sync with life. Because when time matters, more reliability keeps you one step ahead. From home to work and everywhere life takes you, our network is built for more.
Yes, we got everything secured in the cloud.
Driven by a network built for today and designed to deliver more possibilities tomorrow.
Oh, how we getting ya?
Where entertainment is more immersive.
Who's again? Hey, watching the game.
And real-life moments come with more access instantly. This is connectivity that feels out of this world. Join the family and experience more. It's good to be alive.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Breeze on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The Parliamentary Registration Department wishes to inform the public that the National Voter Verification exercise is currently in progress. Verification confirms your voter details, reduces errors, and strengthens the integrity of the country's electoral system. Head to your nearest verification center with your Bahamian passport and your voter's card to get verified and be ready to cast your vote on Election Day. Your vote is your voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life, because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing this grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful, and I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.10. That's all coming in at $5.11. Rubis still the highest tonight, $5.12. Those are your local prices at the pump. Well, community-based policing getting a boost tonight as a local automotive company, EV Motors, donated some new patrol vehicles to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, a move officials say will improve access, visibility, and response in your neighborhoods. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
It's the over there.
Oh, here?
No.
Oh, this?
Sorry. There you go. There you go.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
EV
Motors is boosting the Royal Bahamas Police Force vehicle fleet, donating 3 Zion golf carts valued at a total of $54,000. The automotive company says the gift is aimed at supporting daily saturation patrols and making it easier for officers to move through communities quickly and efficiently. Progressive Liberal Party candidate for Fort Charlotte, Sebastian Bastian, says the new police vehicles will give officers greater mobility as they continue efforts to combat crime across the country.
Crime is one of our major issues plaguing our nation. These types of vehicles, obviously these can get into areas where standard vehicles have a difficulty navigating.
Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles echoed those sentiments, noting that while traditional police vehicles such as Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs are effective, they can sometimes present challenges in narrow streets and tighter areas. With the addition of the new carts, the top cop says she's confident officers will now have better access to places that are often harder to reach.
These vehicles can get into areas that are regular vehicles may find it a little difficult to get into.
Bastian added that the donation is part of ongoing community initiatives aimed at helping residents across Fort Charlotte feel safer in their neighborhoods.
We have already launched initiatives like our ring surveillance camera initiative to residents, as well as helping to expand the CCTV coverage in the area.
Commissioner Knowles also revealed how the vehicles will be distributed, explaining that one cart will remain here in New Providence, while the other 2 will be deployed to the Family Islands to assist with local policing efforts.
Spanish Wells Hub Island and, of course, the Arawak Key Fort Charlotte area. It certainly will assist in extra patrols. Certainly the officers can use them, will use them.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Meantime, members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers have resoundingly turned down the government's salary counter-proposal for a new industrial agreement that's covering 2025 to 2028. Union head Belinda Wilson says the response was loud and clear during a national membership meeting on Tuesday. Educators from Grand Bahama to Anagua, she says, voiced firm opposition to the offer. Follow-up surveys conducted on February 4th and 5th confirming the union's position, with 95.4% of respondents agreeing that the maximum salary scales must be significantly higher than what the government has proposed. It's a story we are continuing to follow tonight. Meantime, discussions are back on the drawing board to bring a Red Lobster franchise to the Bahamas. That according to Red Lobster CEO Damola Akamilin, who recently told InvestFest Bahamas that the company is once again looking at local expansion opportunities. The comments come years after a previous attempt to launch the popular seafood chain here ended in failure. It left hundreds of Bahamian investors out of pocket. Nearly 900 Bahamians who acquired equity ownership through the country's first crowdfunding raise lost their entire investment after the original franchise plan, quote, decided not to proceed with its restaurant build-out. Now, with new leadership at the helm, the global restaurant chain says the Bahamas is once again a market under consideration.
Party to those plans. That would have been before I stepped into the role, so I can't speak to that specifically. But what I'll say is that, I think there's a huge opportunity for Red Lobster internationally. Right now, there's only 27 international locations. When I ran PF Chang's, we had 120, and that was growing, including we'd signed a deal in the Bahamas. So I think there's an opportunity to build that business. I just hired my former head of international at Chang's for the purposes of growing our international business. So that's something that we're going to look to work on now. There's a long way to go between the idea and finding a partner and developing restaurants, et cetera. So it's not immediate, but it's certainly something that could occur in the future.
Meanwhile, as the country prepares for the next general election, the Organization for Responsible Governance Managing Director Matt Albury says it's critical for the public, especially young voters, to be registered to mark their X. He's urging all citizens to check their registration and to make their voices count. This comes amid low voter turnout, especially during snap elections and the recent by-elections in the Golden Isles constituency.
It was a perfect storm, right? It was COVID, it was a new registration, it was a snap election. It came at a time when a lot of people were struggling economically, and we saw a major drop-off from the low 90s, high 80s down into the mid 60s. And research tells you if you don't vote in one election, you're less likely to vote in the next. We have heard some indication from the Parliamentary Registration Department that numbers are up in terms of people registering, but it's a new model where this registration means you can walk in any given day and decide I'm going to vote today or not.
The organization's executives say responsibility doesn't just lie with the government. He says the community must also take part and ensure every person exercises their constitutional right to vote.
Working on putting forward something called Pathway to the Polls, and we're putting out materials so that folks have no question about how to get registered, what to do when you're in that process, how to think about giving away your vote, voting not necessarily out of passion or anger or party affiliation, but about what are the issues, who are the folks that are going to represent you, how does the process work. We know that it's going to require businesses and schools encouraging those folks who are able to vote to get out and make sure that that responsibility is there.
Well, we here at Eyewitness News are also encouraging Bahamians to make their voices heard at the polls with a special voter registration drive. It's set for February 18th, right here at the ILTV studios on University Drive. New registrants must bring a passport or birth certificate, a government-issued photo ID, and their mother's ID. Transfers require a voter's card and passport. E-passport holders should also bring their passports, and those opting into the new biometric voter's card will need to sign a consent form. Replacement cards will also be issued on site for anyone who has lost their cards. Be sure to come out and participate. Meantime, noted attorney and former Behind the Headlines contributor Ramona Farquharson passed away yesterday. Details surrounding her death are still uncertain at this time. However, Eyewitness News understands that Farquharson was found unresponsive at home and was later pronounced dead in hospital. She was called to the bar nearly 3 decades ago, in 2001, and is most known for fearlessly representing clients in high-profile cases. Her death drawing dozens of messages with condolences pouring in from government officials, including the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, the legal fraternity, and the private sector. Condolences are extended to her family tonight. On to some other news. A familiar brand is serving up something brand new. Dairy Queen Bahamas is officially expanding beyond its frozen treats, launching its grill and chill concept and transforming the way Bahamians experience the iconic franchise. Lyndon Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
DQ Grill and Chill has made its way from the United States to the Bahamas as the franchise has officially launched its fast food menu with fan favorite stock burgers, chicken tenders, onion rings, and much more, transforming what was once your favorite spot for a sweet treat to your one-stop shop. Dairy Queen Bahamas introducing the new Grill and Chill, beginning with the Harbor Bay location on Saturday. DQ lovers were met with samples of the new menu, sweet treats, and lots of giveaways as the new beginning was celebrated with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and Junkanoo rush out. Owner and managing director of Dairy Queen Bahamas, Darnell Osborne, revealing to Eyewitness News that the revamp has been, quote, years in the making, but it was not until last year that the all-clear was given.
I just never thought that in the beginning that it could work in the Bahamas. And so I kept trying to convince them it could work. Early in the year, about May I think it was, they sent me an approval.
International Dairy Queen Development Services Manager Jenny Gummert acknowledging the hard work put in by the Bahamian team, sharing her excitement to watch the brand grow right here in country.
It's been a passion project for them to bring food to the Bahamian families here, and we are super excited.
Meanwhile, Chief Operations Officer Crystal Campbell says customers should expect nothing but the best fast food on the island.
Your favorite sundaes, your blizzards, our ice cream cakes, and now you can get french fries, onion rings, chicken strips, the famous flamethrower burger, chicken sandwiches, so all the good stuff that we have here to expand our offering so we can have the best of both worlds in one location.
But here's the million-dollar question. What about the rest of the Dairy Queen locations in the Bahamas?
We will be seeing a few more Dairy Queen Grill and Chill. We have to determine which ones next. You might also see standalone. So we're looking at that.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
You have people that are so crunched over from pain, and the minute you touch them and you get rid of that tension, their life resumes back to normal. So you've had some people who couldn't get out of bed maybe for a year, just to watch them walk up the step on their own without a cane. It means a lot. What I love most about the brand is that it's fully organic and you get results from it. So if you come in with acne, you're able to get rid of it. If you come in with pain, you're able to get rid of that. We have technology, which is called an infrared sauna. So it doesn't just heat the body. It helps you with inflammation. It helps you with detoxing. You can come into the infrared sauna and sit in there for 15 to 20 minutes. You would have detoxed your body. You can go in there for 30 minutes. You would have burnt 600 calories. So that's basically like you could have cheated with a slice of cake and burn it all off. So it doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you healthy and beautiful.
So to come in Eyewitness News, we got another look at the PLP's gathering as the party continues with its re-election bid. We've got the details, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Changing. It's bringing new challenges, but also new opportunities. The truth is, our economy always left too many Bahamians out. Now we're opening new doors in agriculture, tourism, energy, entrepreneurship, providing grants, scholarships, national service, and upskilling. A new generation is rising, and we're finally moving in the right direction, building an economy that includes everyone.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If you love to save, there's a store for you. Super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow sliced beets, 15 ounces, $1.49. Romaine hearts, 3-pack, $4.99. Fresh pork, $2.39 per pound. Danish spare ribs, $2.39 per pound. Sunny Delight smooth or tangy, 64 ounces, 2 for $5. If you love to save while you shop, you need to stop and shop at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, we head back to the PLP's headquarters with our Linton Ritchie Jr., who is standing by at their final ratification. Linton, what's the latest?
Very exciting night here for Progressive Liberal Party supporters as the party has another bid, another round of ratifications rather tonight. Just now, the DJ announced that the Prime Minister is here as he will be officially ratified tonight to carry the party's mantra for the constituency of that island from Kids to Salvador. The Prime Minister is currently walking up. Progressive Liberal Party supporters are standing to their feet as they welcome the Prime Minister here tonight now, along with
We are experiencing some technical difficulties, but Arlington Ritchie Jr. will continue to provide coverage from the final ratification for the PLP at PLP headquarters tonight on all of our social media pages. He will also be back on Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurencia Smith has your latest check on sports. Good evening, Laurencia.
Good evening, Janaea. It's do or die tonight as the BAISS Basketball Championships are underway. I'll tell you more about it straight ahead in sports.
Matching pajamas, Junkanoo, decorating contest, or caroling with the crew. However you Christmas, do it your way. With a Christmas loan from Bank of the Bahamas, you get the funds you need to celebrate the way you want. Plus, a chance to win one of 3 shopping sprees. Apply today at www.bankbahamas.com or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. Christmas your way with BOB, your bank of solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to heal and strengthen dry skin. Aveeno, your skin stronger.
Don't let diarrhea steal your sunshine. Imodium Multi-Symptom Relief gets to work fast in just 1 hour, offering our most complete relief from diarrhea, bloating, gas, and cramps. So you can get diarrhea off your mind. Imodium. Calm the chaos of diarrhea.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports from the basketball court tonight. Game 2 of the BAISS Basketball Championships is underway at this hour over at the Kendall J. Isaac Gymnasium. All 4 divisions are back in action as teams look to build momentum in the race for the title. Now here's a look at the box scores from Game 1. In the senior boys action, it came down to the final buzzer as the Charles W. Saunders Cougars edged out the St. John's Giants 68-66 to take a 1-0 lead in the series. On the senior girls side, the Giants and the Kingsway Saints went head-to-head, with the Giants pulling out with a 35-28 victory.
Hopefully we can ride this momentum going into game 2 because we owe them something from last year. They took the championship from us last year. They beat us regular season, so we always had something for them.
In junior girls play, it was another nail-biter as Queens College narrowly defeated the CW Saunders Cougars 27-25.
Well, it's all about matching energy. We started off flat, started off laid back, and expect the ref to call for us. It's a championship game. We don't expect any call or anything like that. So we got to go there and basically fight for the game.
And in the junior boys action, the Comets left no doubt, cruising past the St. Anne's Blue Waves 49-23. And stay tuned, we'll have more highlights from the championships in a later sportscast. Finally, in sports from the NFL, it was a defensive masterclass by the Seattle Seahawks, who dominated from the opening whistle in Super Bowl 60, powering past the New England Patriots 29-13 to capture the second Lombardi Trophy in franchise history. While the 2-4-2 was not represented on the field, the Bahamas still had a moment on the global stage as the Gold Black and Aquamarine lit a Bad Bunny Super Bowl 60 halftime show, watched by more than 135 million viewers. The Grammy Award winner delivered a celebratory medley performed almost entirely in Spanish, sending a powerful message of culture, pride, and unity to the global audience. Well, that's a quick look at what sports is looking like at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
The Multimedia Unit of the Learning Resources section was formally renamed in honor of legendary educator Mr. Horace K. Wright during a dedication ceremony.
This is the place to inspire. The director summed it up, to inspire what is happening in our schools. But it also has a role, and the PS spoke about it, it also has a communicative role because I don't know if they still do the radio shows, but they used to do the radio shows. They took education to the nation. This is a powerhouse in the making.
As a teaching practice student in 1994, I and my classmates used this very center to develop instructional content for our subject areas. It provided the resources, technology, and the professional support that allowed us to move beyond basic lesson delivery to more engaging and purposeful instruction.
It was a full-circle moment for Assistant Director of Education Liesl Wright, who is the granddaughter of Mr. Wright, as she currently serves as head of the Learning Resources section.
Horace Kenton Wright was a pioneer, a visionary, and above all, an educator who believed deeply in the power of visual and audio learning to transform young minds. I could remember distinctly him always with we still have a pair of binoculars that he had. I could remember him with cameras. I could remember him vaguely on the radio.
The recently renovated Horace K. Wright Multimedia Unit provides vital educational support and resources to teachers and students alike, with specialized training areas and modern recording studios for content development. Jonalee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
The Parliamentary Registration Department wishes to inform the public that the National Voter Verification exercise is currently in progress. Verification confirms your voter details, reduces errors, and strengthens the integrity of the country's electoral system. Head to your nearest verification center with your Bahamian passport and your voter's card to get verified and be ready to cast your vote on Election Day. Your vote is your voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Monday, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, we are back at the PLP headquarters for the latest updates. That is coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Pages, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
Would it be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's not what he was trying to say.
Carla, I don't even know what red basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Hedges, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying to say.
also
I don't even know what bread basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This a 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. There's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappoint us. Walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Prime Minister Davis among those being ratified tonight. We are live at PLP headquarters as the Prime Minister makes his pitch for a second term. Also tonight, former Minister of Health and F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sand says a new hospital is a bad idea. And tonight, get ready to know the answer that is to the most asked question at this point this election season. What is Dr. Minnis's plan? Is he running as an independent? Is he pulling together a group of independent candidates to run alongside him? We ask him directly tonight. That's right, Dr. Hubert Minnis is live. It's all coming up this evening on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. PLP supporters are gathered at its Farrington Road headquarters as the party finalizes its slate ahead of the next general election. Linton Ritchie Jr. is at PLP headquarters. We will go to him in just a moment, but I'm going to invite my Hot Topics panelists right now to come in as we discuss exactly what is happening here. Prime Minister Davis feeling very confident at this point as he looks toward the next general election, as he looks toward trying to secure obviously a second term. We want to know exactly, gentlemen, what are you all hearing out there in the various constituencies and wherever you're going about Prime Minister Davis at this point in his term, at this point ahead of a general election? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. My contributors, Leslie Miller and Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to you both, and let's jump right in.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Well, Shanique, certainly there's a number of chatter going around in the political circles right now. And of course, you cannot call an election based on just one person, but we know that election has a lot to do with the personality of the leader right now. I can say that in general, Prime Minister Davis has a pretty good rapport with many of the Bahamian people. I think there's a lot of work that he still needs to do as it relates to definitely securing a win in the upcoming general election. But yeah, you have some issues throughout the party, some things that needs to be corrected, needs to be fixed, but generally he has a good rapport with the people. He is yet still a pretty much loved person in the country, and so that bodes well for him so far. And let's see how the future goes with that. But he looks still looking pretty good in the public eyes.
Yeah, tonight seems to be the night that they're finalizing all the remaining candidates to compete in the upcoming general elections. I still say, and I predict again, that I expect the PLP to get 24 to 26 seats in the upcoming general elections. I think it's going to be a tough election. The good thing is there's not too much hate for the leader of the party. He's really going to be the one carrying the load for the PLP because of the sync that he has with the Bahamian people. There's no hate for him. He still has the love of many of the regular down-to-earth potcakes in the country. So he should be in pretty good shape, but I think it's going to be a tough election. I look forward to participating in it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a rough one.
Yes. You both you gentlemen know that we have Dr. Minnis coming up a little bit later in tonight's show. A number of people we discussed him at length on the show oftentimes. What do you all think in terms of how the PLP looks, let's say, for example, in Killarney, a seat that he has held and remains quite popular in?
Shanique, Killarney is, when I thought Killarney was interesting, it is just now shaping up to be interesting. We see now a new contender has entered the race in Killarney, the person of Robin Lyons. She's a very, very decent young lady, very strong and formidable PLP. I've always called Killarney for Dr. Minnis. There's going to be a little fight in there. I can't really put it where it's going to go at this point. Dr. Minnis has got his work cut out for him.
So it just got interesting.
Yeah, I think Robin has brought a little more oomph to the Progressive Liberal Party's candidacy in Killarney, and Dr. Minnis has got to really put in his work. So where there were some pockets that were weak, I think he's got to straighten it out, and he may still be able to pull it off. But the dynamics has changed once Robin Lyons has entered the race, and with the Free National Movement's candidate in there, I have not been hearing a lot about any momentum for that candidate. However, you know, the Free National Movement have their base that will vote for them, even though Killarney is Dr. Minnis. But it's going to split 3-4 ways, because don't forget the COI candidates that's in there. And so it remains to be seen.
Listen, they're letting me know right now that Linton is ready. In fact, the PLP is just getting started with this evening's event. Linton, good evening to you. Please let us in and bring us in on what's happening right now.
Y'all stay with me now.
Good evening, as you said, we are live at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters
where it's ratification night for 8 candidates. Now, of course, the ratification night has just begun. As you can see directly behind me, the stage has been set. They haven't called any candidates officially, but I can tell you that all 8 candidates expected to be ratified tonight are here in the crowd, along with their supporters. Now, for those who may not know, the 8 set to be ratified tonight, leading the charge is Prime Minister Philip Davis for the constituency of Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. Of course, he will make his first public pitch tonight as he's ratified for that constituency, expecting to launch his re-election bid, hoping to secure his second consecutive term in office. Next to him is Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper for Exuma and the Ragged Island. And of course, Member of Parliament for Angleston, longtime PLP member Glennis Hannah Martin. And following them is a slate of PLP newcomers to the political arena. That is Robin Lines for Killarney. That is Obi Roberts for Southern Shores. That is Keno Wong for St. Anne's, and Renika Knowles for the constituency of Long Island. Now, the Prime Minister is walking in, of course. Progressive Liberal Party supporters are cheering, they're honking their horns. Everyone is excited to get this ratification exercise underway. Now, we're not sure who will take the stage first, but we will be here live for the entire night, bringing you all the details. But you can hear all the fanfare directly behind me. Shanique, of course, PLP supporters, they are excited. The environment here is loud. It's a sea of gold and yellow. And tonight, they are set to ratify 8 candidates, rounding up their Nassau constituencies. Of course, no one is on that lineup tonight for Grand Bahama. But of course, we are standing by, bringing you live updates from the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters. I'm Linton Jr. sending it back to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Linton. If we need to have a quick cut in before we get to Dr. Minnis, then let me know, my production team. I don't know if we can get a question in with Linton. Let me know if I can do that. Then I'd be happy to do so. Linton, I see you shaking your head. Linton, I asked at the top of tonight's show exactly how popular is a Brave Davis, a Philip Brave Davis headed into this election. What are you able to determine based on, and perhaps I shouldn't ask you right a smack dab in the middle of a PLP event, but what are you able to determine the regard, even from his own party, that they have towards him this close to a general election? How popular is he outside? Yes.
Can you hear me? Yep. Well, of course, Shanique, Progressive Liberal Party supporters are here tonight. They are wearing hats that say Safe with Brave. They're wearing shirts that say Brave for a second term. There are lots of Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador supporters out here tonight, of course, as once again the Prime Minister will launch his re-election bid. Now, Shanique, we will pause for that question for a sec. The first ratified candidate has taken the stage. That is Renika Knowles for Long Island. She's a political newcomer for the PLP, the frontline politics, rather. She ran in the election previously against Dr. Human Minutes in the constituency of Killarney, but now she's made the switch to Long Island, which is also a F&M stronghold. But earlier in a live, we heard her supporters say that they are not shying away from that, but they sent the right woman for the job down in Long Island, and they're hoping that this time around, once the ballots are count, Renika Knowles will come out on top, and she has just begun her first public re-election bid for Long Island.
Of course, Linton Ritchie Jr., he will continue to be live there this evening, and tomorrow evening you want to, really beginning from this evening online here at Eyewitness News, you want to be able to stay tuned and get all the highlights of tonight's ratification exercise there at PLP headquarters. Meanwhile, we're going to continue moving this along. Glenroy, welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you join in. A gentleman, as we wait for Glenroy to join us via Zoom. I want to ask you all, you see Renika Davis. Leslie, I know you needed to jump in first. Renika Knowles, yes, now the candidate for Long Island. Leslie, the first question, though, for the evening was, how confident and how does Brave Davis look, Philip Brave Davis, headed into the next general election?
Well, he certainly has the full support of his party behind him. I think he has a pretty good array of candidates to participate in this election. You have, I think, about 6 or 8 new ones. You now have to go on your record. As I keep telling the guys, your record is going to make you or break you. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't go around saying what the fella can do and what the woman ain't going to do. Mm-hmm. People are going to say, I've seen them now for 4.5 years. Mm-hmm. You're either good, bad, or you're indifferent. I think the spoiler in the elections with Dr. Minnis is going to be the lady from the COI. I look forward to seeing her getting a lot of votes. And that disturbs me because she was very popular. She has a lot of ads on what's up and what have you. Mm-hmm. Just with every 5 minutes you hear one. And I don't know how much vote she'll be able to gather among herself. I think she's a formidable candidate. Okay? The other lady, I don't want to say nothing about her because she like to curse me out all the time and make me apologize. So I'll leave her alone. Like a little cry baby, you know. So I can fool her other day. She'll be interested. I won't be trading in that constituency, I promise you that. I'm staying out of that one.
So you're staying clear. Glenroy, good evening to you. Welcome to Be on the Headlines. The first question really headed, and you saw Linton Ritchie Jr. just do a live drop from PLP headquarters. Among those being ratified this evening, Glenroy, the Prime Minister himself, the Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. What are you hearing in your circles and where you frequent about his popularity, about how the Bahamian people feel about him?
Yeah, good evening, Shanique. Good evening, colleagues. Good to see Mr. Miller. I haven't seen him in a minute.
I see for a little while.
You know, yeah. The reality is that the electorate, I think we underestimate the voter apathy in this country. While Mr. Davis might be a likable guy, and I believe that he is, I think that there's a challenge, though. Being likable and coupled with the challenges that this country is facing produces the kind of apathy that people have in terms of selecting a particular candidate or a particular government. Right now, while there are a lot of talks of achievements, does the ordinary Bahamian feel those achievements in their bottom line?
Yep.
Are they feeling it at the kitchen table?
Yep.
Are they seeing results? Are they feeling the tangible results of the government's efforts? Not just those individuals who are a part of the government, not those individuals who have a benefit for being workers within the government, but does the ordinary at large Bahamians feel the touch, the taste, and the experience of what this government has brought to the table? And I believe right now voter apathy is being underestimated in this country. There are a lot of people who are very angry on all divides, and they feel as if that no matter what they do, the same results would be at play. And so it is incumbent upon all parties, if they are going to be able to reach the electorate, transform their messaging and be able to be showing that they have the right kind of efforts that will bring about the results and the changes that the people are looking for and demanding.
And don't forget the 68,000 people that didn't vote in the last election, coupled with the 10 to 12,000 people voting now. It's going to be very interesting because we don't know how those people are going to vote.
Correct.
They didn't participate. Then you got another new crew coming up who voting for the first time in their lives. That's why I say I expect 24 to 26 max. It'll be a rough one, I believe.
Well, Leslie,
maybe some of them will park some of them notes in the bush.
Huh? Probably need to buy a few more.
Meanwhile,
they cost $3,500. They should be able to afford that.
Gentlemen, the Davis administration is being urged by the International Monetary Fund to consider introducing corporate and personal income tax while increasing the value-added tax. I wonder if they remember this us here. They trying to say this about increase VAT and introduce corporate and income tax. And so these measures, according to the IMF, could significantly aid in reducing the country's debt burden. The recommendations were made even as the report said there has been a solid recovery in the country's economy. The report also comes as government has reduced another VAT reduction despite previous calls for it to be increased. Prime Minister Davis says government will continue to follow its own blueprint as it relates to managing the country's finances. Let's take a listen.
Those decisions are sovereign decisions to be made. Those are recommendations by the IMF to the country. When I came in 2021, the same advice was given to me. I went the opposite way. I cut VAT. Right? Did not introduce corporate or income tax, and I'm not going to do it. I don't see the need for us doing that at all. The country, finances are stable. We're doing well. I think our economy has perhaps been the best performing economy in the world over the last 3-4 years, and we embrace that. There's no need for me to accept those recommendations.
So listen, you all heard the recommendations of the IMF. You all say that the economy is steady, it's growing, it's moving in the right direction, and as observed by them. But they are suggesting, Leslie, Ellington and Glenroy, that listen, that's fine and good, but let's increase VAT and also introduce those two taxes, corporate and income. Your thoughts, gentlemen? And of course, you see the government's position, but your thoughts?
Shanique, and I support Prime Minister Davis' position. He said that when he first came in, what they told him to do, and he went the opposite direction, and he was able to grow the economy. I remember Dr. Ministers first, when he was in his first term, he spoke about immediately the wastages and all these stuff that we have in government. I think if we can harness some of our wastages, we do not wastage. I'm not saying spending, legitimate spending. I'm talking about wastage. And I don't think we need to go in the direction of the IMF to raise all these things on the backs of our citizens. I think we need to be more cautious as a country. Those that would take up leadership in this country need to be very frugal with the spending and the handling of the finances of the country.
Listen, every country in the world, every first world country in the world, have a situation where you make a contribution to your retirement fund. From 1987, when I was first elected and went on as chairman of BEC, and you look at the fact that I think the government right now owes BEC Union some $156 million in pension funds that the people got to pay. All right? And what was that contribution? That they didn't pay nothing.
No.
I always was saying that everybody who works for government should make a contribution to a retirement fund like they do in the United States and everywhere else. Why the hell should they get a free lunch? Why? What about the Stevie Dawg who works in there? Work his ass off from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the evening. He gets nothing. And those who making money don't make no contribution, that can't be right. For any country, we cannot sustain it.
Yeah.
BEC, Patelco and Water and Sewage has broke the Bahamas. Those three entities has broken the financial situation in our country.
Well then,
should not be allowed to continue.
Things like their industrial agreement, is that a part of what that is? Then those should be revisited and obviously renegotiated.
That ain't happen.
I know it isn't.
Nobody got the guts to do it.
I'm only talking to hear myself
Especially
right now
with
this
election
Monday.
year.
It ain't gonna happen. It just sounds good. It sounds good to say. Glenroy, your thoughts. It sounds good to say.
Well, part of the problem that we have in this country is when your employee is your boss, right? That's a problem, because now when your employee is facing a situation where he has to make a decision, like now in this electoral cycle, that you may potentially fire him, he's going to appease you.
Right.
So whatever decision that he's going to make is going to be in appeasing you as the electorate.
Exactly.
Because he knows that you are his boss and you only have a window of time in which you can make a decision to roll him out. Now, here's the other side of the challenge. That's why we need to diversify our economy to the point where we have such reliance on government jobs, and so much so that more private sector opportunities are created and reduce the reason why we have to have long-term employment with government. That should be a transitional role and job when you're coming out of school and get the skills, you serve your country, then you
Glenroy, I disagree with that. You don't need no school children running government agencies. Government, that's a career for people who desire a real career in the public service, who are meticulous, who show up and get the job done. I understand. I agree with you. It shouldn't be as heavy as it is.
You ain't talking about the public service.
That's the
places,
who's got a
there are
job
many
done?
other countries in the world that does it. And even if you look at McDonald's, why McDonald's been so successful over the years is because they've been hiring young persons who are ambitious and all this other stuff, and they transition into different roles. There are many people who come through the doors of McDonald's who run in corporations and stuff today. But to the other point I wanted to make relative to this concept about this economy and the way that the government is making its decision, right? I had a prime minister making a determination that he's going to go in a different direction. But keep in mind, there's a price to pay for going in a different direction. The IMF is where we borrow a lot of money from. When you have an economic hitman that comes to the country and put a stranglehold on you from being able to borrow, that is going to make us
that forces you to make decisions. You're absolutely right. But I hope that we could diversify enough, Glenroy, that you know, something that we don't have to do that. But listen, beyond the headline, beyond Glenroy, shh. Thanks, Glenroy. Thank you so much. Glenroy, thanks very much. When we come back, we are going to look at the public. Speaking of what else needs fixing, the public healthcare system. It's limping along. Dr. Dwayne Sands says, listen, scratch the new hospital, fix PMH. We're going to talk about it after the break.
Run to a guy.
Doc, I didn't get to tell you.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners, skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash. And you know how Superwash always have the latest and greatest model of washer and dryer? Well, they thought it's about time they get the latest supermodel as well.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Charlie Banana.
Just because Superwash always changing and upgrading their machines, I mean they gotta change those folks, but
They got the newest washer and dryer, and they always upgrading all their locations.
And these 2 models, they ain't gotta change. Superwash, they washes you, cleans you, presses you 24/7.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Pages, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old you is?
Would we be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying to
he also
say. Carla, I don't even know what red basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me.
Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Hit it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in this Monday evening. Listen, get some more people in here. Let's move this along. A diplomatic standoff persists tonight over who's the better financier for a new hospital. The government says it must build. And while that's happening, a former health minister wants to know why government is sticking by its guns on the project. We get the story from Jose Etienne, and then we come back and talk about it.
The construction of a new hospital in New Providence continues to be at the center of geopolitical tensions between United States and Chinese embassies here in country. But former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands argues that residents should not lose sight of the bigger picture.
We have made it very clear that this is an ill-advised project to begin with. It's poorly planned, it's poorly conceived, it's a dumb idea.
Sands isn't mincing words about the opposition's stance on the new facility, but the Davis administration doesn't seem to be slowing down. With a deal already clinched, Prime Minister Philip Davis says the new healthcare facility is long overdue. It comes as U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker urged government to abort the deal and to trust the U.S. to find a better one. A bold statement that's sharpening the rivalry between diplomatic forces. Chinese embassy officials have since fired back, insisting that the project does not carry geopolitical implications, saying its cooperation with the Bahamas involves no strategic calculations and targets no third party.
When the elephants are fighting, the best place to be is up in the stands. Okay? The geopolitics, we're not concerned about.
On the other hand, Sands is accusing government of chasing a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new facility while the existing one crumbles into the ground.
Fix the hospital, pay the nurses, get the existing infrastructure up to speed. And quite frankly, they have done an abysmal job. The healthcare infrastructure in the Bahamas is the worst that it's been in 20 years.
Now, the Davis administration defends that pumping more money into PMH won't halt the hemorrhage of taxpayer funds. That said,
does government statement that, repairing the hospital, the current hospital, would be like putting a Band-Aid on a laceration? Do you buy that? Does that hold water?
How long is it going to take to build a new hospital? And what are people supposed to do in the meantime?
PMH, in particular, continues to be the epicenter for what some has described as a health crisis. From nurses, they are taking action, to claims of patients dying at the hands of the facility, and as late as Monday morning, where kidney dialysis patients were waiting for hours to receive care.
Have you been to Princess Margaret Hospital recently? Have you seen people languishing in the hallway for days and days and days? This is out of stock. That is out of stock.
But his criticisms put his tenure under a microscope. Government and other critics have long argued that Sands' comments ring hollow after they accused the former minister-led administration of doing nothing to make the country's healthcare system any better.
Glennis Hannah Martin says, you in government now, fix it.
Given that the FNM vehemently opposes this new hospital project, is it safe to say that an FNM government would pull the plug on the deal and shift its focus towards renovating the Princess Margaret Hospital? It's a question we ask Sands, who could likely be the health minister in a Pintard-led administration.
I am not going to make policy on the fly. What I am going to say is that we are going to fix the existing health infrastructure and we're going to pay the staff.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
I was telling Leslie in Ellington that I saw the very conditions at PMH almost identical at hospitals in the UK. And so is this sort of a colonial experience? The mother country. Glenroy, I want you to jump in first. Dr. Sands says, listen, scratch that new hospital idea and revisit PMH and try and fix that. Your thoughts, Glenroy?
Well, that was a continuation of what I was stating earlier anyway. The fact is, when we have this kind of stranglehold in terms of economic power saying to us, no, build with us, or no, you build with us, that is going to have consequences. If the government proceeds and does what it wants to do relative to this hospital, what will the United States move will be next? What price do we pay next? Considering now who we have in office in the United States and how sometimes petty that individual can be relative to when a decision is made that is seemingly not in favor of the United States. There's a price to pay for that. And so when you talk about this whole concept about building a new hospital, do we have the staffing? Do we have the kind of consistent staffing that will sustain such a building? Right now, we can't sustain what we currently have, and we want to add more. We have nurses going and leaving the service, going to better opportunities. We are facing a challenge in the country relative to that hospital. It should not be in the state that it's in. And right now, over the last 4 or 5 years, nothing has really been happening in the hospital. They're talking about the previous administration who had a pandemic and everything else to deal with in the midst of all of that, when the public hospital was something that was being used on a regular basis And now you're considering now when we didn't have those challenges. And the Prime Minister just stated a few minutes ago how we are doing well economically, and yet the hospital still stays in the state that it's in. People lining up trying to get dialysis and can't even get the basic services that they need.
And Glenroy, this is why I have held the view that a new hospital is in order. Once that's taken care of and so alleviates some of the burden and the strain on PMH that truly needs to be kind of just be able to kind of see its way clear for a moment, then you turn and fix what can be fixed, what's fixable there. Ellington, Leslie, your thoughts? By the way, a viewer said, Shanique, you are absolutely right. The hospitals in the UK look just like PMH and operate and overcrowding and all the rest of it. Go ahead.
Like most countries.
Like most countries. Go ahead, Ellington.
Shanique, again, the Bahamas has unique healthcare challenges, and I'm going to revert to this. I've heard Dr. Minnis in the House of Assembly address this, and I think, in my opinion, to date, that is the most comprehensive, clear, and understanding of what the crisis that our health care faces. Until government, opposition, and all concerned parties take those recommendations from Dr. Hubert Minnis, sit down and look at our health care as to what we should be doing, where we'll be able to determine where we need to go and how to fix this. The problems that we are facing in healthcare is not unique to the Bahamas, but nevertheless, we must have a unified front to address it. What we're dealing with now with Princess Margaret Hospital in this deal, I mean, the Americans have come late. I appreciate Herschel Walker. Obviously, it goes in line with what America have been saying to their Congress a few years ago, that they're not helping the Bahamas, they're not assisting the Bahamas, and they're letting the Chinese take a foothold here in the Bahamas. The Chinese have been to help. The Prime Minister have reached out to them. They were not able to help us. However, we've already signed on to this negotiation. Like when you get a house from the bank, if later on you can remortgage your house and get a bit lower rate, if the American want to help us to deal with this mortgage that we sign on to with the Chinese and process and proceed from there. But we've already signed it after we've tried to get help from the Americans, and we must move forward. I don't have the concerns that Glenroy have that President Trump will do something because we don't take what they're saying. I think we as a sovereign nation, we have had to make a decision. We can't just let this keep lagging on for years and years. These negotiations, when you get into them, it takes 3-4 years to complete a whole term sometimes to really get things moving. And so, no, I support moving forward with it.
You know, this situation with Princess Margaret has been an ongoing situation now.
For years.
For at least 30 to 40 years. We're all aware of it.
Absolutely.
Remember, we have a population that's been growing. And remember, too, the burden that we face with the Haitian population that gets everything free, too. You go to a hospital on a Saturday, and you can't get into most of the wards for the Haitians that are there who don't pay a damn thing. We need to make these people make a contribution to get free services.
I agree. It's a public health system. Listen, it all needs to be revised. I agree, Leslie.
The whole thing. You can't go to Miami and go to Miami Jackson. But you sick? It ain't gonna happen. You sick? Well, go to the doctor. But you ain't coming here for free. There's too much slackness with this situation. And I don't think that the United States government, especially under the new ambassador, the Honorable Herschel Walker, they know that we've already signed the agreement with China. They know that the Bahamas government went to the Import-Export Bank of the United States. The rates was not favorable and other problems arise. Therefore, they turned to China. And these negotiations were going on before the election of President Trump, you know. This didn't yet start when he took over. So those negotiations was almost finished by the time he got elected last November. So this is nothing new. And the country would carry on. We're going to start the hospital with the funds from China. And there are other meaningful things that the United States government is planning on getting involved with to assist Bahamians to better themselves. So we will look at those other projects where they can provide assistance.
I'll tell you what's necessary, gentlemen. Glenroy, I have to go. Glenroy, I'm out of time. I have a very special guest that I cannot shortchange. So he will be joining me after this break. But I want to say this one thing as we go to the break, and that is this. We have too many vulnerable Bahamians depending on a system that you all saw in that video with Jose Etienne that can take not one other person. And then you talk about a shortage and people leaving. People are leaving the system and have been leaving for years. So therefore, outfit that new hospital with who you need to bring in. They need to bring in obviously new healthcare professionals as it is, whether they be Bahamian or otherwise. It's what's happening. They are taking ours, so we got to bring some in. Just ensure that their work ethic is good and they can serve the Bahamian people. Listen, don't go anywhere because when we come back, Glenn Wright, what you think Dr. Minix is going to do? Since you want to talk, what do you think Dr. Minix is going to do? Run independent? Try and get it back on the F&M? What do you think?
Big I, independent.
Beyond the Headlines is back with Dr. Hubert Minix right after this.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. I'm going to jump right in because already people are saying, Shanique, come, you're doing too much talking tonight. Move the show along. And I absolutely will do that. He's emerged as the most interesting politician to date in this 2026 election season. Dr. Hubert Minnis, the incumbent in Killarney, and he has no plans of stepping down. Now, since leaving office as Prime Minister, Dr. Minnis has rebranded himself with his social media being a thing that you must see. Well, Dr. Minnis has more than that to talk about this evening. Really, how does he plan on running in the next general election? We will find that out for you. Good evening, Dr. Minnis. It's good to have you here. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. And it's good to have you here, sir.
Good evening, Shanique. I have not been here for a while, but I am so happy to be here tonight.
It's good to have you here, Dr. Minnis. I tell you, you've become a social media star.
Well, you have to blame my grandson for that. He loves social media, and he always reminds me, Papi, you have to do this, you have to do the next thing, whatever. So I follow orders.
Yeah. I think that you did well, and you're doing well because people in overwhelming numbers enjoy it. And what I look at the comments, I go and read. Sometimes late at night, I'm up saying, what do people say? You know what I mean? It's just fun to watch. But I know you only heard me talk about that. Dr. Minnis, let's just jump right in. You have insisted, just by your social media, by the fact that you were addressing this and addressing that and trying to sort of, I guess, make amends along the way with the Bahamian people as well as Killarney. It's obvious you don't plan on going nowhere before this general election. You plan on being a participant.
Shanique, I've been representing Killarney constituency since 2007. And I've been providing good, strong leadership, which the people appreciated and which the people love. I think what is so unique about that constituency, I lived there. As a result of living there, the pain that they feel, I feel. The experience, they experience, I experience. I go to the supermarkets, I go to the gym, I go walking, and I meet them with regularity. And they would tell me what the problems are, and therefore, living there, you can deal with it continuously. Election coming up, and I've said repeatedly that I intend to stay. The people want their leader to be there. They want me to continue leading them because I provided excellent, stable leadership.
So you see yourself as a leader in the Killarney area. We know it's been split. One part is St. James, but you'll remain in Killarney proper. You see yourself as a leader, and you intend to stay put.
I intend to stay within the Killarney constituency. Regardless how they cut it, I'm staying in Killarney. Unlike many others who have ran from one constituency to another.
Who ran?
We don't need to get that. That's in the newspaper repeatedly. Those who were in one particular constituency and moved to another.
What do you think it says about them running? As you put it, running.
I don't know if individuals are running. They must be afraid of something. So they'd have to inform us what that fear is all about. But I'm not afraid of it. If you've been good, if you've been providing stable leadership, good leadership, you have an excellent communication with your constituency, with your constituents, you're part, and that has been a complaint, as we go through. Individuals are complaining, why can't the member of parliament live in their respective constituency like you, Dr. Minnis? In your situation, your circumstances, you are there with us. You feel the pain. You experience everything that we're experiencing. And therefore, you are there to assist in correcting them as quickly as possible.
Dr. Minnis, let's be real. The majority of your constituency, what pain do they feel? Let's just be real. Killarney.
You would be very shocked, You would be very shocked. There are many individuals who are hurting. There are many individuals who are having challenges with light bills, with water bill, etc. But they still prioritize what they do. I'll give you one example. There was a particular home in one of the upscale areas, and their light was off. They had to make a decision to pay light, school fees, food, water, etc. They decided to allow the water to be cut off. And every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, they would take numerous buckets in their car, drive to the pump and bring it back. Now, but individuals would not know that. because they're still functioning. The kids are still going to school. They're still buying groceries. But at the same time, they're making that sacrifice because they can't meet the bills.
And these are people you reach
These
out
are
to, you
people-
know their stories.
Yes.
And you reach
yes.
out and you
and
ensure
we
that
reach
you're
out
there.
and we help them. We have programs within the Kalani constituency where we help with light bills, we help with various different entities, foods, etc. We help with school fees. But we're a proud area. We don't brag about those things, but those are things that we do with regularity. We're setting up a new program, Gambia constituency. We're allotting $2,500 quarterly. So for the Gambia community, for light bills, to assist with their light bills. So each individual will meet with the residents and determine as to how much would be given to each home. Not individual now, home. But this would be done quarterly. And those are the type of program, but we don't brag about it.
Right.
We don't talk about it.
Well, I know something we talked about here is that you also help with security in your constituency in terms of the ring cameras and all the rest of that. So you have been, I mean, after all, you've been elected and re-elected now 4 times, looking at your 5th. Obviously, it's something that you've convinced them that you are the leader, as you said, for that area to get things done. Let's jump right in, though, Dr. Minnis. People really want to know this because the F&M obviously they have gone in a different direction. We don't know where else you might be looking. But let's just this question: will you run as an independent in the next general election?
Shanique, that has been the $1 million question that everybody has been waiting to hear the answer. I will answer that question for them tonight. I will be running as an independent candidate. However, I still hold on to the core values and principles of the Free National Movement as put down by our forefathers, by Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield and others. Those core values that I hold on to are integrity, transparency, respect, inclusiveness, not exclusiveness, and love. Those are some of our core values. Those were the core values that Sir Cecil and others adhered to, believed, put forth, and I adhered and I hold on to those core values. But I will be running as an independent candidate within the Kalani constituency.
And even after being kicked to the curb, you feel as though those core values that define the Free National Movement are the ones that you will continue to lead with?
Absolutely. I will continue to lead with respect, with integrity, with honest, and inclusion. You know, one of the problems Sir Cecil faced, there were many who did not necessarily like him, and they fought against him. They fought against him. And what he did, in spite of them fighting him, he invited them and embraced them into the party. That's what politics is all about. It's about growth. You don't push them away, you know. You embrace them and you show them love. That's what the Bible talks about. The Bible talks about love, not hatred. And that was the core value set down by Sir Cecil.
So it's safe to say you don't have any ill feeling. I wouldn't use hatred, it's strong. You don't have any ill feeling towards this present FNM?
No.
The leader?
When you allow ill feeling to get in your body, that in itself causes sickness and stress. I don't have time for that. I am a very relaxed person. Look at me. I am very comfortable. I'm comfortable about myself. I'm comfortable about my constituency. I did not run. I stayed there, and I'll be very successful. Once you stay and build a communication with your staff, with your constituents, they too will respect you. But if you don't respect them, you seriously expect them to respect you? It's all about respect.
Now, how do you feel though? Let's just be real about this, Dr. Minnis. I know you've been successful. This is your 5th time looking to be re-elected by the people of Killarney. But let's be real. You have the PLP, a major machinery. The Free National Movement, another big machinery. You have the COI is right there as well. How do you truly feel, and why should the voters of Killarney trust an independent over a majority party candidate?
It's not necessarily trusting an independent, it's trusting what they have, whom they knew. They know about me. They don't know the others who are trying to get what I have. So that's the situation. We have a relationship. We are a family. I love my Kalani people. The Kalani people love their representative. They will keep their representative so that they can further build, so that we can put the new things in place that we wanted to. We started the CCTV program within the community. When we were putting that in, there were objections among some of the residents. Oh, you're interfering with the privacy, etc. It was fortunate that we did that. In a very short time afterward, there was a murder within the area, and it was that same TV that helped to solve the problem. Now, the residents are on my case. When are you coming to this area? When are you coming? Everybody wants it. That's something we want to do. We want to be the first to have the entire Kalani constituency with CCTV. And to assist with that, we introduced a program where we introduced ring doorbells. Individuals could get those free within the constituency. And our motto is, if you have it, use the doorbells so as to view the perimeter around you.
Yes.
We can only advance by helping each other. If we try to be very selfish and inclusive, that's when problems come. That's when robbery occurs, etc. But the most important one that we want to introduce, we don't have local government in the country. We don't have local government. As a result of that, the members of parliament act as the director for local government. They have to know where the potholes are. They have to know where the lights are off. They really can't do that. So we're introducing a program called Community Digital Local Government.
What is that about?
It's all about introducing a WhatsApp, right? We'd have an app, a digital app. That app can connect to all the various ministries. So you are our eyes on the street. So you could use the Kalani app. With the Kalani app, if there's a pothole, locator goes directly to the source. If there's light off, the app directly to the source. If we're having activities on the park, activities within the area, it's there. It's called the Kalani app. Now, I don't want to give you too much. If I give you more information, I can assure you in 2-3 weeks, somebody's going to have it. And minutes following as opposed to leading.
Yes. No, you've led in many instances with various community
But the Kalani
initiatives.
app will be coming on soon.
Yes.
And I'd be more than happy. My constituency is big. So we are leaders. And the constituency want to remain leaders. Those three individuals.
What do you think about them? What do you think about Robin Lyons and Michael Ellis?
I don't know.
Who kind of got basically your nomination, sort of?
Well, I don't speak ill about anyone. As a Catholic religious individual, my motto is love and respect each other.
Dr. MacGyver?
And I live by that. And the same thing, I live by that. But I've never met Robin Lyons. If she stood in front of me, I wouldn't know her.
You wouldn't know her?
What I do know and what I've heard, I know that she's active PLP, and what I know of the PLP, they are good, excellent at glitz and glamour. So Kalani will finally, we will have some glitz and some glamour going on in Kalani. So we're waiting for that. We are happy. Glitz, glamour.
They ain't have enough with you. So what about Michaela Ellis? What are your thoughts about her?
I know very little about her.
You know little about her, and she is also a resident of Kalani. Listen, is the F&M on the right path to victory, you think, right now?
Shanique, let's put this. As I go through the community, and I spend a lot of time in the inner cities, right? And I talk to a lot of people. I have families in the South Beach area. I have families in the Grove. I have family in Bamboo Town. I go to all those various places. And all of them say the same thing. we are very unhappy with both political parties. Or I'll say the same thing. We are not voting because we are not happy with both. Both has their faults, etc. And I have to sit down and try to convince them. But you know what that points out?
Mm-hmm.
That we are going through a transition where maybe this is the time for independent candidates to come forth.
Are you pulling together a slate of individuals
no,
who
I'm
will...
not putting together a slate.
You don't have a group,
No,
Dr. Minnis?
I'm
You
not
mean
putting-
you are solo in this?
I'm not putting together a slate. But individuals recognize strength, they recognize leadership, and they will subsequently follow and come on board. I don't have to go and look for them. They will find the best ship that is waiting to float. That happens.
What can Kalani look forward to if they re-elect you when the bell is rung and they say, you know what, hey, Doc has been here, he's steady, he's whatever, we can do this. What should they expect from you?
Kalani can expect continuous, strong, forceful leadership, what they've had before. Nothing will change. And with Kalani's help and their input, we will take that leadership to another level, a level that has never been seen. We will take politics. And a lot of things we have to take out of politics. You were talking about health. The healthcare system is very, very bad. But that has been a problem from Pinland's time. Don't blame this government. That has been a problem. Pinland had that challenge. Ingham had that challenge. I had the challenge. Christie had the challenge. And we try to make health into politics. I've always said if this country wants to survive and advance,
yes,
there are three ministries that must be removed out of politics: education, health, and security. They must be beyond politics. Now, for health to survive, we need to establish, and all political parties and the populists must agree, we must establish a committee with all political parties, government, opposition, professionals from the community and other people, and involvement of the healthcare professionals. And let's plot the way forward. Mm-hmm. Only then would we be able to resolve the problem. Because what would happen? The PLP will do this, and FNM will find fault. You can always use the health sector as a punching bag.
Yeah.
Any ministry can do that, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to use it as a punching bag, who suffers?
The people.
Who suffers? It's the people.
The people.
It's the people. The politicians has insurance.
They do.
They don't suffer. Mm-mm. They jump on Bahamas there. They probably don't pay for that.
Go to the
they
US.
Jump on Bahamas there and they go on to the US.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Minnis. And so I so agree with you. It'll be good. I don't know if any administration would ever do that, but healthcare needs to kind of be singled out, and certainly I think it needs help in terms of new facilities and all the rest of it. Dr. Minnis, you promised to come back?
Oh, I would be more than happy to come back, because I want to come back especially to talk about the Kalani app before South Beach or some other
before they
ones
teeth
grab.
it.
Oh,
yeah, I miss Bahamas. We just miss and think we could hear something and remember
I mean, you all to say thief, but they want teeth it.
They want teeth that,
they
yeah.
Want teeth
no.
that.
Keep your ideas just like this, Doc.
Happen.
Keep your ideas right here.
No.
Yes, sir. I thank you so much, Kalani, Member of Parliament. And now, you heard it right here first, independent candidate in the upcoming general election, Dr. Hubert Minnis. How do you think you can win?
Well, Shanique, the people that knows me, I admire the people, they admire me, they trust me. Only God makes that determination, but we would do. And yes, I think we would God would be on our side, but God is on everybody's side.
For those who ask him to.
Yes.
I thank you very much, Dr. Hubert Minnis. Thank you so much. Again, Dr. Minnis has announced here, everybody kind of was speculating, but officially he announced right here this evening, he will be contesting the next general election as an independent candidate for the constituency of Killarney. Boy, I tell you, we're going to look at that four-way race. Obviously, keep our eyes trained there. But thank you very much, Dr. Hubert Minnis, former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Killarney. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, at the top of tonight's show, Linton Ritchie Jr. at the PLP headquarters, their ratification. Speaking of Philip Brave Davis going once again at Romkey, San Salvador. And Cat Island. He is there this evening, and that event is ongoing right now. And of course, my Hot Topics panelists, thank you as well. And a huge thank you to all of you this evening. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to see you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.